All right, guys. So I just want to give you a little update here. We had a pretty good weekend, did $48,000 on my general store. I'm going to take you through how that process played out and give you some tips on how you can scale and manage your ads and hit these numbers yourself. So let's take it back here to Thursday. Sales on Thursday were $4,600. I'm going to show you guys the margins on this too. We're going to hop into my true profit dashboard so you can see my ad spend and my cost of goods. Thursday, sales were kind of low, $4,600. This was honestly by design. My weekday traffic has been really bad the past couple of weeks. There's a huge drop off on Monday through Thursday. The quality of the traffic is just pretty bad, especially Monday through Wednesday. Thursday actually starts to get a little bit better. On this day, I actually had a 30% margin, so I made $1,000 that day profit. So it was still a good day. It's hard to complain when you make $1,000 profit. So the next day, Friday, I launched a bunch of $500 single ad set CBOs and did $13,400 at almost a 28% margin. So it was a pretty fantastic day. You can see here my conversion rate was pretty awful. And for whatever reason, starting on Friday, Facebook started sending me a whole bunch of junk traffic. And this is pretty typical for like new ad accounts that haven't optimized yet. But this ad account has 8-figure spend on it. This is the ad account I've been using for 6 years. It's obviously very well seasoned. And I've personally never seen Facebook just flip the switch like that and send a bunch of junk traffic. But, as I said, I hit almost a 28% margin on $13,000. So it really didn't seem to affect me that much. So I wasn't that concerned, but the bad traffic continued through the weekend. Normally my conversion rate is somewhere around 2%. So just to kind of put things in perspective, especially with these margins, I would expect around a 2 to 2.2% conversion rate on a cold traffic general dropshipping store. Let's jump into Saturday and see what happened. I scaled up another product this day and left all my other ads alone. So I just launched a couple new CBOs, and you can see the sales went up to a little over $15,000 and my conversion rate went down. If I were to show you some of this traffic, I got so many visitors from India, it was kind of ridiculous. And a lot of people ask, why don't you exclude India? And the reason for that is, for as long as I've been in this business, Facebook doesn't need you to exclude these things because it optimizes around it. It knows how to find the buyers. And if a certain region or type of buyers or type of customer or browser or whatever isn't likely to check out, they won't even show your ad to them. This is how it's always been. But you can see my store sessions were around 22,000. I would typically see in this scenario my store sessions being around 15,000 while my sales are around the same. That's what I would normally expect. And that would give us around a 2% conversion rate. But it is what it is. I really can't complain because the margins were still great. And then moving into Sunday, we did a little under 15,000 and conversion rate still kind of crappy, but hard to complain when you're making money. So going forward, I may have to exclude India if Facebook doesn't fix this junk traffic issue, which is something that I've never had to do in the past. So it's something that I'm considering. But again, maybe it doesn't make sense to do it because the margins are great. So, you don't want to meddle too much with something that's working really, really well. So I honestly may not do anything about it. I'd probably continue. I'm going to definitely continue doing things exactly the same way through next weekend and see how it goes. I'll give you guys an update, but let's go ahead and take a look at the profit. So over Thursday through Sunday, we did $48,000 in revenue. Profit was a little over $10,000 with a 22% margin. Cost of goods, $14,000 here. Ad spend, $21,000. Transaction fees, $1,800. So yeah, again, like I said, really hard to complain when you make 10K over the weekend with honestly no work. I didn't really do anything work-wise. I just launched some ads, which took me less than 10 minutes. So hard to complain about that. I want to throw you guys some tips on how to manage your ads. When you're looking to scale, you need to be looking at 1 to 2 days worth of data. When you're looking to kill products, you need to be looking at 3 days worth of data. This allows you to have bad days and still products will still recover. And then also it allows you to identify the momentum of your products. Are they on a positive trajectory or a negative trajectory? And so 1 day's data, 2 2 days data for scaling. Obviously Thursday, I had fantastic margins. I'll actually show you exactly what Thursday looked like here. $1,200, 26% margin. And for a weekday, that was pretty good. So I knew going into Friday, I could be really aggressive. And turning things off, or scaling down, you need to look at a 3 days data span. And this serves multiple purposes, but primarily what this does is it allows you to lock in your profits. So I can't tell you how many clients I've had that would look at like a week's worth of data or 2 weeks worth of data, or even lifetime data. I had a client who just looked at lifetime data and was running and scaling a product for like 2 months and literally burned up all of his profit because he waited for the lifetime data to show break even, and then you're break even, you lost all your money, right? So if you look at a 3 day span and you're not emotionally attached to these products, then once something's not profitable over a 3 day average and you turn it off, then everything before that 3 days when you were profitable, you've now locked those profits in and you're not going to burn them up. So it's very important to not be emotionally attached to these products. The next thing that is extremely important for ad management is understanding how to establish the burden of proof for scaling. And the way we do this, if you want to know exactly how we test products, you're going to have to hop into my Discord, links in the description, but we use 6 ad sets per product. Okay. We break it up into 6 ad sets. And when we see a product with 3 or more ad sets profitable over the first 2 to 3 days, then that establishes your burden of proof, because now you have a majority of the ad sets you launched for that product were profitable. Then a majority of the ad sets or CBOs or whatever you launch going forward for scaling, a majority of them should be profitable. It's just kind of common sense. It just translates well, just like that. And then if, like, let's say you only have a 1 ad set profitable out of 6, then you have a very low chance of scaling that product profitably. And so at that point, then we just let that ad set ride for 1 to 2 weeks. If that ad set can provide consistent profit for up to 2 weeks, then that also establishes our burden of proof. And it also gives Facebook time to optimize and figure out our audience and gather more data, and increases our odds at scaling that product. So don't freak out if you only get 1 ad set that's profitable using our strategy. That's totally fine. Just let it ride. Be patient. Don't push it. I don't care if your ROAS is a 6. Like, just let it ride for 2 weeks, because you need to prove that those early purchases, that high ROAS isn't a fluke, isn't some like random chance. That's what we're trying to eliminate here. We're not interested in gambling. We want proof. We want to know that a product is a winner or not a winner before we make a decision with it. And if you guys want to know exactly how we test and identify products within 1 to 2 days, basically we know whether something is a winner or not within 2 days. And it is pretty much a bulletproof system, guys. It works extremely well. If you want to know how to do that, hop into the Discord, links in the description. So yeah, this video was, impromptu, it was unplanned. I just wanted to show you guys how the weekend went, because it went pretty well. And I thought you guys might find it interesting. So if you have questions about this, hop into the Discord and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And yeah, see you guys in the yard.